Okay, so I got this 2500 ATV Badland winch. This is one of the newer models. I've had one of the, I had one of these before. This one seems a little bit more updated. So anyways, I'm just gonna be doing a video on how to waterproof these things. So I'll unbox it, but you already bought one, so you know what's in here. And I'm also putting synthetic rope on this. I don't know how to do that, so I really can't teach you how to do that, but I've had one of these winches before and it failed on me. So one of the bearings went out inside because it got corroded, and it wasn't working because it got water inside. If anything, you spend $10,000 on your four-wheeler, then you don't want to spend, one of those good expensive winches. But I think waterproofing this will make it work great, as if it already works straight enough. Okay, but start. I'm just gonna do is I just did a transmission rebuild, so I've got some gasket maker. So I'll fill this in with gasket maker on all the edges that I know, because I tore my old one apart, finding all the bad spots on it. And I know where I need to put it. And I also found out you need to put some in this box. So I'll just be showing you how to waterproof one of these because nobody else wants to. Alright, so we're going to start with taking this thing apart. Okay. So we first got these real long bolts that attach right up here to the front. Taking them out. So now you see this pops off. So we're gonna put a good layer of gasket maker on here. Pop this thing off, and just know this is magnetic. So it takes a little bit to pop off there. Then you got that. And now there's another spot you want to waterproof, which you got to take off all this. So I'll take that off, and then, because I'm going to take this off anyways to put a synthetic rope on here. Alright, start by taking this plate off. Okay, so if you look inside here, when that spins, I can take this off here. That spins in there. Remember when I took mine off, there's a bunch of stuff in there which messed up most of the gears. So I'll be able to, and I've saved all the parts so I can show you. But I'm gonna pack that full of grease. And right here you can see here's your spool, which, nothing too special going on right there. Alright, so we're taking this off. And I did have quite a bit of hard time. I almost stripped these out, but got one of these tools here. Take that, hit the end with a hammer, shocks it, and then you can make taking it out a lot easier because these are set in there pretty good. Just know I'm installing this on a 2007 Honda Rancher 420, and if you're doing the same thing on there, just know you're not gonna be able to fit it on there. You have to get a special plate off of Amazon. It's like $50, but it's worth it. Alright, so now we're taking this plate off here. Maybe not. Alright, so I took that off. Looks like there was a little bit of seal in there, but not much. So now this big guy comes out of here. Can't be afraid to take this type of stuff apart, especially when it's going to save you good money. So this has grease in here, but not a lot. So I'm just going to jam mine full of grease. But I'll show you here. This is the old one. See how corroded that is in there? Yeah, it's not too good for that. Then here's this. All that rust and everything, that's what caused it to stop. But I'm gonna save my parts just in case. So anyways, I'm gonna get some grease over here and we'll pack this full of grease. Alright, I got this all set in there. It's got quite a bit of grease in there, but we're gonna take some more and stuff in there. I'm trying not to get it on the edges so much because, you know, I gotta put the gasket maker on there. But I'll get this all full of grease and then come back. Alright, when I said I wasn't messing around with this grease, I meant it. That's packed full of grease now. So now I remember, okay, this goes on this side. Put that right in there. Okay, so now I'm gonna take a little rag here and wipe this up so that this gasket maker can really get in there and do its job. So now, got the gasket maker here. Wipe off the grease on here. Okay, got all the grease off here. So now you kind of look at it, eyeball it, and realize, you know, yep, grease sits on, it all sits on there like so. So now we're going to gasket maker on. So I just want to line this outside here, kind of get on the screw holes and everything, because I don't want any water getting in here. You know, take your time when doing this because, you know, you already spent the money on a winch. You don't have to buy a new one. You gotta let it dry for about an hour. So we'll put that on there, put the screws back in, and then we'll start working on the other one. Alright, so got these all put on here. There's so much grease in here that it, you know, couldn't even get all the way down. But I gotta press down now. And there's so much grease it pushed up and through here, and now filled in there, which where that gear goes and smashes into there. So now I'm gonna put a little more gasket maker along these edges here, just to ensure that it's waterproof. And then we'll hook it up on there, and it'll show me waterproofing this other end. All right, so I figured I'd show you. There's a frontwards and a back way on here. See, there's these magnets in here, and that slips on like that. You want this copper part to be. I'm just gonna show you. There's a front and backwards on here. You want these magnets to be on the whatever this part is. The copper part just doesn't want to touch the magnets. And then you can put gasket maker along here because this is what spins. Nothing really spins on there. That's got to be sealed. And then you also put gasket maker around this part. So here's the end result. We got this point sealed, and then in here, remember we got that all packed full of grease. Got the shield back on. Now later I'm going to change this over to synthetic rope. But now we're going to work on sealing this box up So I gotta take these 4 screws out, put some gasket maker on there, and then put it back on. So now we've cracked open the box here. And this model has a rubber liner through there. Kind of hard to see, but it does have one. Still gonna put some gasket maker on there just to slow that water down. And you see these cords will pop right through here, and it's got this little rubber thing. Throw some gasket around there just so it stops the water even better. Rolling on to the last one here. Should I show you how I'm doing this? Take a little dab on my finger, and then just put it right in there. I'd also like to put some on the screw holes, just to make sure 0 water gets in this thing. Some L1 water got in here, and well, I wouldn't say so much water, but a lot of dirt got in there. Maybe it was mud and then, you know, dried up. Now I'm gonna throw some gasket maker right around there on the screws, like I said, and then I'll even show you my setup on my 4-wheeler of what I've got going for mounting this. Alright, so got that waterproofed, got that waterproofed. So now if you look at my setup here, this here is a plate that we ordered. It's kind of just a bunch of U-bolts and everything. I don't know if it was from Amazon or from Badlands, but that bolts right up onto your bumper if you got a Honda like me. And then we just ran the cords like right there. You can see those are the old cords. And then there's the last of whatever that was. Then right here's my radiator, and I drilled a few holes in there. You can see them right there. And then I just zip tied it right up there. Then we ran some wiring right up through here, and we mounted it, the cords, to the back of the seat where the battery is, obviously. So that's how I waterproofed my winch. This is the newer model. Hope this gave you a better idea of how to waterproof yours or make your winch better so you don't have to buy one of those expensive Warren or Smitty built winches. But see ya.